See my belly. This is actually the size of my belly. Guys, good evening, welcome back to the channel. If you're a returning subscriber, you know what to do. Leave your comments in the comment section, give this video a thumbs up, and if you're coming across this video for the very first time, you're coming across this face for the very first time, you also know what to do. Subscribe to this channel, turn on post notification when you do, leave your comments in the comment section, give this video a thumbs up, share if you must. Okay, welcome back guys to another episode. Yes, my dog is here. Hi Bentley. I don't know, probably from the title you might know what this video is all about. I don't know, but I'm just going to go right into it. I'm definitely sure I'm going to break down. I'm already getting there because I never knew, I never thought I would be a kind of person to talk about. I never saw, in fact, I never saw this phase of my life. Like, I never. And I'm going to break down along the line. I don't even call me hanky, but oh well, please, people should pardon me, okay? So, where do I even start? The owners of the light have taken the light, so I'm just going to go ahead and film this video because after today, I don't know when next I'm going to film this video. I'm just going to try my best to make this video not too long. Growing up, when I was way younger, I was diagnosed with acute appendicitis when I went to visit my aunt. So the doctor then said I need to have a surgery to remove the appendix. So my mom said they should ship me back to her so that they will do the surgery in Aba, in a hospital where she knows. So when they shipped me back to my mom, this doctor in Aba checked me because I was having pains all over my belly that time. So it turned out it wasn't appendix, I had gastritis. And then another thing, I found, I think appendix is in the right. Is it in the right or in the left? I think in the right. So when I went to see that doctor, actually, whenever he pressed that side where appendix usually is, I'll say there's no pain there. Even though the pain wasn't that severe like it was in my upper abdomen, I just said the pain wasn't there. So I was diagnosed with gastritis. After that time, I got treated. I was treated gastritis, and I was on a routine. Some things I stayed away from, and then I got better. The gastritis was no longer there. Okay, so now talking about past years. The past couple of years, I suddenly started having severe pains again in my stomach. I knew it wasn't gastritis because if it was always in my abdomen area. So whenever this pain starts, I would remember this doctor in Eket that told me that I had appendix. So I'll be like, that appendix has come back to haunt me again. Whenever this pain starts, I check online and then I check for the symptoms of appendix. I was not vomiting. I didn't have any other symptoms. It was just that stomach on. So whenever the pain comes, it will come and it will go. It was a bit severe. Sometimes it will be severe, sometimes it will not be severe. It will just come and it will now go. So this was how it continued, and then I got used to it. I got used to the pain. Whenever it comes, I'll be like, okay, after this while, just lay down for a while, it will go. Let me just fast forward. That pain came again, but this time it came in a more severe manner. Like the way the pain came, like I couldn't stand straight, because if I stand straight, it felt as if the pain that was in my belly was stretching. And it was stretching so much. I couldn't stand straight. I couldn't walk properly because the pain, it was so severe. It was very, very severe. And my husband was not around. So I would lay on my bed. It was so painful. Trust me, it was very, very painful. My belly was hurting. So I called our family doctor, and he said, he's a general doctor. He said I described the pain to him because it was in my abdomen, like in the area where you have appendix. I think it's the right. Please forgive me, I think I've forgotten. So I described the pain to him, and then he now said I should go for a scan, that it's appendix, but I should go for a scan so that it will be verified that it's actually appendix. So when I got to the place for the scan, I went in, they did the scan, they put that stuff they normally put on belly to check ultrasound and all that stuff, and the guy was doing it. So before I even went in, I told the lady, I'm sure that is appendix. I just want to come and verify because my doctor said I should come and verify. I just had a conviction that it was appendix. So when I went in, I laid down, the guy started his work, and then he was like, madam, why did you allow these fibroids to get to this level? I'm like, fibroids? What are you talking about? It was like a movie. I said, no, it's not. It's appendix that is doing me. I know it's in the right. Check. The guy now said that, no, that I don't have appendix, that I have multiple fibroids. I'm like, Like, see, apatoyi, like goosebumps just fell on me. It was as if someone poured me cold water. Like, I froze. I said, it can't be. It can never be. It's not. It can't. And then he turned the screen and showed it to me. He said, look at it. It's everywhere. I'm like, everywhere? How? What are you even saying? Oga, check well. He did the scan. He said, I have multiple fibroids and that. And then I laid there. I was like, okay, what's the solution? I didn't know anything about fibroids. Honestly, I hate anything medical fields. When I was in secondary school, the only area of women reproductive organ that we were taught is childbearing, child reproduction and all that. So anything concerning biology, I didn't know anything scan or anything like that, anything fibroids. So I asked the guy, so what's the solution? Because I said, okay, so what am I going to do? Guys, I was so, do you know how someone can be shocked as a, hey God. So I asked the guy, what am I going to do? He said, and the way the guy was even telling me this thing, he was saying it in such plain English. He wasn't shaping his words. There was no word filter, nothing. He was so blunt. That's the word. He was blunt. I'm like, what will I do? He's like, there's nothing you can do. You just have to go for an operation. I shouted, blood of Jesus. I said, operation? What are you even saying? What are you saying? Tears wanted to come out, but it wasn't coming out. I didn't even know what was, I didn't just understand my system at the time. I was just like, God, this should be a dream. In fact, I even pinched myself so that I would wake up. And I saw that this is a reality. I say, Ewo, no, this cannot be. It can't be possible. Maybe the guy is not even seeing anything clearly. It felt like my whole world has shattered. And now started saying, God, I want the appendix. I don't want fibroids. I want the appendix. So when I got to the car, I called my husband. I told my husband about it. My husband said, I just told my husband. My husband said, okay, so what did they say? My husband, I now told my husband what they said. I called my mom. My mom shouted, blood of Jesus. How, when, where, how? Where did he come from? All this kind of thing. I said, me, I don't even know. I don't know. So, it was the holiday period. I don't have an OBGYN. So I called my family doctor, who is a general doctor. I sent the scan to him. So he said he was going to send me a number of a gynecologist that I will go meet, that he is a well-respected or a big person in the field, bottom line. So he didn't send me the number, and I was very impatient. So that same day, not that same day, I came back home. Guys, I cried the cry that I have not cried in a long time. I don't know when I had cried that kind of cry that I cried that day. I can't remember. But it feels so surreal. It feels like I'm in a dream. So, I want to say this before I continue. If you feel any kind of pain in your body, you feel any discomfort, I'd advise you go to the hospital. Don't be like me. Me and hospitals, we are not friends. I hate hospitals. So I'm sure this is how I got myself here, because that pain didn't start today. It's not something that just started out of the blues. and I felt it was appendix. I just endured. Anyways, let's continue. So I called my friend that gave birth. I asked her to, my friend that has a baby, I asked her to send me her OBGYN's number. So I went to the hospital, and then when I got to the hospital, the doctor, okay, no, that's the next day I called. So the person said I should come the next day by, I think, 3 or so. So when I got to the hospital, I bought card. Card no be here. I think card was about how much, how many thousand. I bought card. I went to see the doctor. They say he's a specialist. I went to see him. I went in. He asked me to lay on the bed, examination bed. I laid down on the bed. I showed him the scan that I have. I showed it to him. He used his hand, check. He said it's massive. He said I should come down. I came down. He now said that these fibroids, there are no other solutions than to get rid of them. Bottom line, I guess that man had a long night, or rather maybe he was in surgery, because as he was even talking to me, said he was sleeping. As he was talking to me, he was sleeping. I'm like, what's going on here? So as the man was sleeping, I was in his office crying. The man didn't even know that I was even crying. So when I want to talk to him, I'll be like, okay, sir. He'll wake up again. Anyways, that's by the way. So the man said, I need surgery. He wrote the list, as in that, as he sat down there, compiled the price list. Okay, because I asked him how much it's going to cost. He compiled the price list. Price no be here. I said, this must be the devil. This must be the devil wearing suit and tie. And then I came back home. I called my mom. I cried. And that period, my mom was in Aba. My mom asked me to come back to Aba. I told my mom I cannot even walk. All this while, I wasn't the person driving. I had to order Bolt to drive me around because I couldn't drive. So my mom asked me to come to Aba. I told my mom I can't even walk. I don't even think I'll be able to sit down in the bus for that kind of long journey. So my mom was calling me every 5 minutes. My husband was calling me. That period, I felt like I don't even know what I was explaining. I don't even know how to explain how I felt. Wow, the sun is setting. Finally, my family doctor sent me the number that he was supposed to send to me. And then I went to see that other doctor that my family doctor recommended. That's OBGYN. That's my present gynecologist. And then I went to see him. Why I feel, because that other person that I met is also a doctor in that field. But this my present doctor, I'm more comfortable with him because, one, he took his time to explain a whole lot to me. And he's a professor in his field, even though that doesn't really matter. But the way he took his time to explain, as in, I'm much more comfortable, let me just put it that way, with him than I was with the other man. So I stuck with this, my present doctor. So when he sent the number to me, I told my mom that our family doctor has sent me the number. So my mom said that she was going to come back so that we go see the doctor together. Guys, in 2 days, if you see the way I lost weight, I lost weight in such a way that I shredded drastically. So when my mom came back and saw, my mom was like, what's wrong? What happened? I told her, my mom said, it's show. You know this new slang that they say you show. My dear, you've been show for my body that period. Prior to that, my mom, God will bless my mother for me, honestly, because I don't know what. It's something that I did not even expect. It wasn't something that I was looking, as in, I didn't expect it at all. Like, I was alone. I had to deal with it alone, and it was too much. After I told my mom started making
started making her carrying her findings. She wanted to know solutions. She's like, hey, it cannot just be operation. Operation cannot be the final solution. So I think somebody must have recommended some roots to her. So she got a big bag. She got a full bag of roots, like bako bag, full bag of roots, and she came back with it and cooked it. The roots, so before she came back home to cook it, we stopped by the doctors. We went to see the doctor. That was when the doctor started explaining fibroids to me. That was the first time in my life. Nobody around me has ever had that before. For me to say, okay, that's something I need to know about. I never knew about. The only time I ever heard of anything like fibroids, maybe it would be when I was still a child. One of our tenants had it, so I heard that period she went for an operation. I was still a child then, so I've never had any encounter with anything like that. So I just knew it was something. And it's not that I was ignorant about what it was completely, but it's not something that I would just stay and want to know about. So the doctor started explaining. He started drawing, making explanations. All those things he was doing was too much. They brought back the light. I'm going to insert a picture of all the scans that I did, because I did not do only one scan. I was like, that person that gave me that scan result was telling me a lie. So he said the fibroids are really, really big. So the best solution for me was to take them out, and I need to do an operation. And then I'm like, God. They're asking me about my symptoms. I told him I don't have irregular menstruation. I don't have that kind of heavy bleeding, because he said heavy bleeding during your period is a sign of that, and painful menstruation. So I'm like, there was no sign apart from the pain. There was nothing else. Nothing could have even made me suspect that something was wrong. I think fibroids is found in 85% of women. Most black women have it, because after that I read and read. So most black women have it. If you've gotten to the age of childbearing, there's every tendency of that person developing fibroids. He said, because my womb wasn't busy, so fibroids grew. So if I had kept my womb busy, the fibroids wouldn't have grown to that extent. So now I turned and looked at my mom. I'm like, in my mind, for say I carry belly, I no forget fibroids. If I no carry belly, now I can't get fibroids. As he was explaining that thing to me, I don't even understand. He was speaking, and then he now called the price for the surgery. I say, hey, wait. So when I got back home, I started browsing like fibroids, how to eliminate fibroids and all that stuff. I saw some fibroids remedy on Instagram, even on Facebook, then plenty. The roots that my mom got, I started taking the roots. Nothing was going down. The thing is, it grew so much. Even after I saw my doctor, I was still in disbelief. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I was still in disbelief, even though I had it in my mind that yes, they said I need a surgery, but I was in disbelief. I don't know, I still believed I was dreaming. I went on Instagram, I saw some people that sell fibroid products. I've spoken to so many people. Anything that will not make me go under the knife, I'm up for it. So I spoke to the people. I don't want to mention names, okay? So I was asked to get a recent scan so that they will know the size of the fibroids, and then the drugs to recommend for me, or rather the products. I would have called, well, obviously they are drugs. So that was when I went for this last scan that I went for. And when I went for the scan, I told them, because it's not too far from my shop. So when I got the results, I didn't wait for it. I just told them to forward it to me on WhatsApp, because I wanted to send it to those people. I was ready to buy the drugs. So the lady, the owner of the diagnostic center, brought it to me, to my shop. So she said, did the person explain anything to me? I said, yes, I know I have fibroids, but I want to buy products to help me with it. she started advising me that I shouldn't buy anything, that I don't know what those products would do to me, that if the fibroids were smaller, those could have been options, but they are so large that, okay, they even had to draw it. You see how they drew it? This is some of it. This is some of what was drawn on the paper, some of it. You see how large it is? And then you see this one here. This one is just close to my cervix. This one down here. Okay, see one here close to my cervix. See another one. It's just, so the woman, like, she was like, that is even better that I get rid of them now, because if I take in now, there is no chance for the baby to survive in me because of the sizes of the fibroids. That was what made me decide that let me not waste my money in buying any products. So I now went back to my doctor. He now checked me again and now explained it further. Like, these monsters are so much that you can even feel it. You can feel because the doctor asked me that didn't I notice the bloating in my belly. Then he said, did I not notice how strong it was? I'm like, for as long as I can remember, it has always been like that. So I felt it was just like that. It's God's will that I go for the operation, so I'm just going to go for the operation. I found some seeds, some products that will help me. So one lady, my sister also has been helping me get in contact with people. I spoke to one lady who said she got a product, and then when she started taking the product, the fibroids were gone. So I got in contact with the person that's selling the product. They are actually seeds. So the person that I was actually chatting with convinced me. I joined a group chat, and then another person, I now reached out to another person on that group chat. So the person now said that the seeds would have been very, very effective if the sizes were not as large as they are, but that the seeds, if I take the seeds, that the seeds will help me recover faster after the surgery. So I chatted with the woman back. I'm like, okay, you didn't tell me that, blah blah blah. So the woman said that if I stick with the seeds, that the seeds it's not something that will work fast. It will take a couple of months. And this thing I'm talking about, these seeds are not cheap. These things are not cheap actually at all. It take a couple of months to work. So I'm like, I calculated all those money, and I said that's equivalent to the surgery money. If I take this for years, and there's no guarantee, I'm not going to be taking products I don't know how long it's going to last for. I took roots. There's something that my sister see guys, I've taken things. I have taken things, but one thing I did not do was buy products off Facebook, unnecessary products that was saying this, that. As I said, 85% of women have these. So I also read online where people will say it's best to get them out. I also read online where people will say doctors will only tell you that the best solution is to get rid of them, but that's not the truth. I've seen things. Okay, so I'm scheduled for next week. It's finally happening. I'm scheduled for next week, and I wouldn't lie, it scares the hell out of me, but I know that everything will be fine. I just wanted to come out here and share with you guys, because yeah, I guess that's just it. Thank you guys so much for watching. So I'm putting up a very smiley face. Let me show you people. See my belly. This is actually the size of my belly. Sometimes it gets bigger than this, like looks like pregnancy, whereas it's not. So guys, this is the size of my belly. These bastards make me look like I'm pregnant. see it, but I'm getting rid of them. I'll show you, like, if I even see my pant, like if you touch here, and then there's one here, right here. I don't want to open my Gucci for you people to see, but there's one right here, right here. Yeah. So yes, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Okay, bye guys. Bastards.